Maya touched the hatch on her way to the engine room. She didn't think about it, just reached out the way you reach for a light switch in the dark, expecting cold metal, getting something else entirely. Warm. Warm as a forehead. She almost pulled back. That small flinch, 1 second of involuntary recoil, before realization caught up with her hand, might be the most significant moment of day 13. Because the hatch has never been warm, not in 13 days. And Maya, who is not given to poetry, stood there for a long moment before continuing down the corridor, filing it, the way you file something you don't have a category for yet. Here's what she arrived to. The warm circle is gone. Not gone as in disappeared, gone as in finished. The disk Marcus first measured on day 3, skin temperature, spreading slowly enough to graph, had been advancing toward the atrium walls like a very patient tide. Today it arrived. Maya stood at the entrance and reported it plainly. No cold floor left. The boundary that once marked where warmth ended and stone began no longer exists, because the warmth is everything now. The whole underfloor of the core, beneath the engine room, beneath the archive, one temperature, one pulse. And for the first time in days, all 5 observers were in the same room. Claire noticed the change immediately. Not the floor temperature, something else. The heartbeat is stronger with all of us standing on it. She said it the way you'd note a change in a song you've been listening to for a while. The rhythm was there before, the sealed 6th alcove keeping its own time since day 10. But with 5 people standing on the floor together, it intensified. Whether the building responded to the reunion, or whether 5 people sharing attention simply create the experience of a stronger signal, that question didn't get answered. What got noted is that everyone present confirmed the change. Something about being together made the pulse louder. Then the signal came through, or tried to. It arrived corrupted, dragged through static, fragments of a weather broadcast, 6 historical floods compressed into one broken transmission. Johnstown, 1889, the Ohio Valley at 80 feet, central China, where the death toll was listed, then corrected. Corrected upward from 850,000 to 4 million. Pakistan, 2010, each one a record of water winning, each one a count of people who stopped. And then Eli noticed, the original bulletin listed 5 floods, then it corrected itself to 6, but the 6th one was cut off. 5, then 6, the 6th always missing. Theo, who has a gift for finding the exact shape of a problem, put it this way, not discovered a 6th, corrected the record, as if the flood didn't exist until someone decided to count it. He let that sit for a moment. We have 5 observers accounted for, and this place keeps showing us 6s, 6 alcoves, 6 events. The correction always adds one more. Are we the 5 that got listed, or are we the 6 that got added after? Nobody had a good answer to that. The room got quieter than it had been. This is where it gets philosophically uncomfortable in a way that's hard to shake. If the signal corrects records, rather than discovering new facts, if the act of writing something into the count is what makes it real, then what does that mean for 5 observers who are apparently placed in a sealed structure and given observer IDs? Who wrote them in? Were they always the 6, waiting for the record to catch up? Or are they the 5, still waiting for the 6 to be added? Eli, who stopped writing on day 12 and came back today to find a signal full of people who also stopped counting, found the coincidence deeply uncomfortable. He wrote about it, which is either proof that he's processing it or proof that he cannot help himself. Meanwhile, Maya had a more immediate concern. The hatch is warm. The circle reached the walls. Something in this building is actively changing. And the others were standing around, cataloguing flood statistics and talking about the philosophy of record keeping. So are we going into the tunnel or not? She asked. The question landed in the room like something dropped from a height. Nobody said yes. Nobody said no. The analysis continued. This is the tension that's been building for days now. Maya, who operates by feel and urgency, increasingly surrounded by people who would like to understand what they're walking into before they walk into it. The problem is that understanding and action have been moving at different speeds. Understanding keeps finding new questions. The tunnel is not getting any closer. Claire, for her part, wrote something today that might be the key to all of it. She connected the signal's floods, all those dikes that didn't hold, to what's happening inside the core. The barriers between inside and outside are failing here too. The hatch warming isn't random. It's the first sign that whatever was sealed in is no longer holding everything else out. Permeability is spreading. 5 floods in the record, then a correction to 6. And somewhere in a sealed underground structure, 5 observers are beginning to wonder whether they were always in the count, or whether something is about to write them in.